This video is to show how to use the new M4 control panel with double voltmeters. And this particular one has an agitator upgrade using a standard brick style battery. And this one happens to be a lithium ion, but it could also be a lead acid. They're both interchangeable for this version. Okay, so you just pop the brick battery in there, snap the door in place, and I want to feel that pop in place. Okay, now here's the control panel. Okay, so here's the master button. That master button enables all the other buttons, 1, 2, 3. If it's not on, and I try these other switches, they don't come on, so make sure also when you're storing it, you have that button off, and charging it, you have that button turned off. Okay, so now if I want to use full power on the pump, I hit that blue button, and notice it shows the voltage coming off the battery. This is a lithium ion, so the range is 11 to 12 volts. For lead acids, it's 12 to 13 volts for a healthy range. If I want to use variable power, I'll turn off the full power button, and now I'll rotate the variable power button, which is the main pump variable power button. And I'm going to dial that clockwise, and it starts in around on the 4 volt range, and I can dial that all the way. Notice it clips a little bit off the top end. It's going through a chipset. So you're not going to get 100% power going all the way on that. But you're supposed to use one or the other. Let me just show you. If I have the full power button on and then I rotate the variable power button, notice it doesn't make any difference. So it's either one or the other. Okay, now over here is the agitator power button, and when I turn on that, now the voltmeter shows the voltage that it's delivering to the agitator pump dynamically, and so you can hear that. That's in the tank right now. So now again, that's clipping a little bit off the top end. You can use this, set it to minimum voltage that will give you your adequate adequate mixing to save the battery. And what I forgot to mention is when you're over here using the variable power button for the main pump, don't use this below 7 volts. Now I know that because the refresh rate on this camera doesn't match this, but it's showing 7 volts here. If you go below 7 volts and you're using the valve handle trigger often to turn it on and off, 7 volts or above, that's going to be fine. That means the pump develops enough pressure to automatically shut off the power. If it's below 7 volts and you're doing that frequently, every time you turn it off, it's stopping the flow through the hose, but it's preventing. But the pump doesn't have enough power to automatically turn off. Doesn't have enough pressure to automatically turn off the power, so it's overheating this switch, and the pump. If it's always open flow, that's totally fine. Okay, now we'll finish up. Oh, and you can have both of them on, obviously, at the same time. You can have both buttons, both voltmeters on at the same time. We've got green because it's the most visible. Here's the 3-pinned in charge plug. This will come with an automatic charger for the battery that's installed. Okay. Now we're going to just finish up. Show you the shoulder straps attach here, and here they're adjustable from the top side. This is the quick adjustment buckle. This is the chest strap, and then this is where you connect to the output of the pump. This has the nylon quick release. You'll have a 5-foot hose assembly. You just push the male in there and you're ready to go. When you're done, turn off the pump, relieve the pressure, and then just push these 2 grade tabs in and pull that male out. All right, we hope you get many years of use out of it.